Okay, this is part 2 of the linear function recap. The first part was determining what is a function. This is through the vertical line test. Remember, you have a straight line. Ask yourself, how many times does it reach? So in this case, the first one does do it because it touches it once. However, in the other one, so if I look here, this one only touches it once as a function. However, this one touches it twice as I go from left to right. So that's what it means by a function. We got to talk about the linear part, though, and I will say that this linear part was something that you hopefully have reviewed or something like that, where we have done it multiple times. If not, that is a-okay. What does it mean for it to be linear? At the heart of linear comes this: y equals mx plus b. If you had to remember anything at all about linear, it is this statement: y equals to mx plus b. And so I'm going to box that, as you can tell, and then connect the lines. We need to figure out the different parts of this, like what is m or what is b. Let's talk about the first one. Let's talk about m. M is the slope. What does it mean by slope? We call this rise over run. And so the way that we can kind of visualize this is, if I have a graph, I'm going to draw this on the outside. Imagine if I had a graph like this. Rise over run looks like this. I have 2 points like this from A to B. And what it's going to do is it's going to rise. So that means it's going to go straight up and down like this. And then it's going to go run from left to right. So I'm going to say that this is run. And then this one right here is rise. That's defining a slope: rise over run. Rise is the y, run is the x. Then we need to talk about b. What is b? B is what we call the y-intercept. And the way we can define this is 0, comma b. If I had to draw out one more time what that is, imagine if I had a graph right here and I drew a white line like this. Here in yellow is what we call the y-intercept. And you can put that in the box as well. But those are the two main components about what a linear function is: the slope, y-intercept. The key thing about the y equals to mx plus b when you talk about slope is how it's supposed to have what we call a constant rate. What does it mean by a constant rate? Imagine if I had a table. Let's say it went from negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. Then it does 2, 4, 6, 8. What it means by a constant rate is this. It's going, as you can tell for y, it's going to be increasing by a certain amount. How do you go from 2 to 4? Oh, you're going up by 2. How do you go from 4 to 6? Oh, go up by 2. 6 to 8? Oh, go up by 2. That's what it means by a constant rate. Notice that for y, it's always the same number. That's what slope is. You can use this information to kind of create your graph. And so one of the things that you kind of notice, how does the y equals to mx plus b graph look like? It looks like this, and you can draw a little box to kind of symbolize this. Here's the graph. Here's the little arrows to indicate x and y. Here's y. Here's x. The y equals mx plus b usually looks like this in red. And we can write that right here. We're going to say y equals mx plus b. So those are the three main things: slope, y-intercept. Slope means constant rate. And then that's the graph. That's what it looks like.